People who are overweight are up to 12 times more likely to develop diabetes. Think about that for a second. If you don't take care of your excess body fat, you're walking around with a time bomb ticking in your body just waiting to explode and ruin your life. And diabetes isn't the only thing you have to worry about. Excess body fat can cause aching joints, back pain, headaches, and more. Getting up in the morning can be a painful experience, and the pain can last all day. Chronic fatigue and exhaustion that makes it difficult to enjoy life. Worse yet, many people have trouble falling asleep as well. Severe illnesses such as heart disease, stroke, cancer, depression, and even brain diseases such as Alzheimer's. I know how hard it is to break the cycle. I was overweight for a long time. Heck, let's just face it. I was obese. People used to give me looks in the grocery store, like I was some evil person. Even when I was picking up healthy food items, they stared me down. People actually thought I had given up. But I was trying everything I could think of to lose weight. I tried hundreds of diets, and some of them worked. But the fat just came back after a few weeks. Even when I ate natural foods, I couldn't shed the pounds. I was exercising like you wouldn't believe, sometimes even for 2 hours a day. As it turns out, exercising too much was one of my biggest problems. I felt terrible. I was in pain all the time. I didn't want to get out of bed. But I was determined to find the solution I needed. Finally, I did. The real solution to long-term fat loss is natural and easy. Your body does two things really well. 1. Create body fat. 2. Burn body fat. If you're like me, it seems like step number 1 is a lot easier. But it turns out that your body is designed to burn fat, under the right conditions. The only problem is that most of us spend 20 hours a day creating fat. Think about that for a minute. 20 hours a day creating fat. Only 4 hours burning fat. In nature, we're supposed to spend a lot more time burning fat, but modern science has actually made it more difficult for our bodies to do that. So once I figured that out, I decided to create a system that will put my body into fat-burning mode more often, and here's what happened. First, I flushed out my body and cleansed it to make way for the healthy nutrition that was going to take over. Then, I shifted my body into fat-burning mode for 3 times as many hours as before. I went from 4 hours of fat burning to 12 hours, and it completely obliterated the fat. Finally, I wrote down all my strategies and shared it with my friends and family, and they burned 12 to 23 pounds in just 3 weeks. Now, I'm no longer at risk of diabetes, and I've never looked better. No more prescription drugs. The cost of prescriptions only continues to rise in this country. Month after month, we're spending hundreds of dollars just to stay alive. But by burning all the excess fat in our bodies, many Americans are finally ditching the prescriptions and staying healthy the natural way. No more prescription drug costs. No more liver damage caused by the pills. Saving that kind of money alone is worth the effort. Not to mention the great new body. 3 weeks, 3 phases. Up to 23 pounds. Some people I know have lost 23 pounds in just 3 weeks using this system I created. And seriously, it's the easiest program I've ever seen. I've done tons of diets myself, and this is by far the easiest diet ever. In fact, it's the most fun. Who wouldn't be excited about losing 1 pound a day? The program is basically broken up into 3 phases, but it's phase 2 that really blows people's minds. Some people lose up to 3 pounds in 1 day. Now, of course you can't sustain 3 pounds a day for too long. It just wouldn't be healthy. But experiencing that difference is amazing. And if you like to drink coffee, this program is even easier. Losing weight is everything. It's freedom. For me, losing weight meant more than looking good at the family barbecue. It was my life. It was my freedom. I could finally run around with the kids and play sports with them. I didn't wake up feeling sluggish and exhausted before the day even began. I wasn't walking around with pain in my back and legs all the time. In every way you could imagine, I was finally free. So I decided to share these strategies with every person I possibly could. I need your help. Burning 12 to 23 pounds of fat in just 3 weeks is simply incredible. But in order to share this information with everyone who wants it, I had to do a few things first. 1. I had to hire someone who could put it all together in an easy-to-follow ebook. 2. Then I had to pay a web designer to create a website for the program. 3. Finally, I had to spend money on things like web hosting and data services, very boring but very important. I've spent thousands of dollars doing all of this. But I've done it because it's the right thing to do. In exchange, I'm asking for your help keeping this thing alive. Get the body you want and burn 12 to 23 pounds in just 3 weeks. I want you to experience the same transformation I did. That's why I'm practically giving this book away at the bare minimum price. It's just enough to cover my expenses and share this solution with all the people who have been asking me for it. So click the link in the description below right now to get the costs covered, bare minimum price. But just a word of warning. My costs keep going up. The services I have to pay for to keep this program online get more expensive every month. So by this time next week, I'll have to raise the price in order to make ends meet. If you're curious about this program, I strongly recommend that you check it out now, before my expenses force me to raise the price. Click the link below now to learn how you can burn 12 to 23 pounds of fat in just 3 weeks.